So in this video, I'll be showing you how you can set up your Node project on Vercel using the free tier, right? So let's say, for example, you already built a project using Node. You can just import it using this option, or you can deploy using any one of these frameworks. So I like working with Next.js, so I will click on deploy. So just go to vercel.com and then create your account, and then as soon as you create your account, you should be able to see your dashboard looking like this. I assume everybody knows how to create an account, so I won't go through that step. So after that, it will ask us to create a repository. You can choose Gitlab, Bitbucket, but I will go with Github because that's the one that I mostly use. So I will call this let's just call it my portfolio, and then I will create it as a public repository, meaning that anybody can clone the repository if they want to build onto the project or contribute to the project. So let's just give it some time. Okay, so once it's done deploying, you will see this page. Let me just refresh, so it'll make this cool animation. So basically it's telling you that the deployment was successful, and then you just continue to dashboard. Afterwards, you should see your link, the link to your website. You can just click on that, and then you can preview your website and see how does it look. So by default, this is how the template looks. And then you can also see the status. You can see when it was created, by who, and then you can see your GitHub source. So inside the GitHub repo, as you can see, we have our files and folders for this specific project, and then we have a readme file which explains how you can get started with developing or making changes to the project or whatever. So what we are here for is the link. So we just want to copy this GitHub link. After that, we can open up Visual Studio Code, and then we click on clone repository, paste in our link, and then click on clone from URL. So this will download our repository. You guys can't see this actually. So I'll click on documents, repos. So repos is where I store all of my projects, and then after that I'll click on open. Okay, with that done, it should open up my project folder. So as you can see, I have my app public and all the files that I need. So for those who care, another way of doing this, of cloning your repository, is using the terminal. But I prefer using the terminal because that's where I also start up my development server and install my dependencies. So right now what I did is that I just closed this project in VS Code because I'm going to delete it now and show you how to clone using the terminal. So as you can see, we're already inside this project folder called repos, where I store all of my projects. So I will say cd my portfolio. So this is the one that we've just downloaded, the one we copied from our Git repository, right? So I'm going to delete this first, but I will do it using the command line terminal. So I'll just say rm-r my portfolio, and then that will delete that folder that we just copied using Visual Studio Code. There we go. So it no longer exists now. So now I will type in git --version. This will give us the version of Git that we're using. So just clear that, and then I'll say git clone, and then I'll paste in the link that we got from our browser. So this will clone our repository. This went very fast. So now what I will do is that I will install the dependencies. So I'll first go into our folder, and then after that I'll say npm install. So this will install all of our dependencies. It will take a while, so I think I'll just cut this part out. Okay, so now that it's done, as you can see, it added 361 packages and 133 packages are looking for funding. I think this means that they're looking for, sponsors or donations or something like that. Let me just run that. Let's see. Okay, I have no idea what's going on. Anyway, let me just clear this. So now that we've installed our dependencies, what I want us to do is to actually start up our development server. So I'll type in npx next dev. So this will start up our development server. In the meantime, we also want to edit our code, so we will just open up the folder. So since I copied it using the terminal, it should be in documents, repos, and then my portfolio, and then there we go. So this will open up the project in Visual Studio Code. Let's check out our terminal. So it is ready to be viewed on the browser. So let me just open up my browser, and then I'll create a new tab where I will type in localhost 3000, and then we should get our website, right? So in the meantime, this website is a bit slow. Oh, it's still compiling. So when you first start it up, it will first compile. And that's the cool thing about these new technologies, is that it will first compile all of the code, and then as you make changes, it will make changes to that part of the website. So let's say, for example, we have this, right, and then I remove that button. It won't refresh the entire website. Instead, it will just remove the button, unless you make like a parent level change. But I'll talk more about that. So anyway, so this is our website on localhost. It looks exactly the same as the one we have on our Vercel dashboard. So let's start making changes to our code. To start making changes to your code, open up VS Code, click on File, click on Open Folder, and then navigate to your project directory, and then click Open, and then that should open your entire directory as a project. So once you've opened up your project, click on the project name, My Portfolio, click on the folder called App, and then click on the file called page.tsx. So this is a TypeScript file. So all of this is code being served on our homepage, because how it works is that every time you go to every time you go to localhost 3000, it will serve you the entry file, which is page.tsx, right? So everything you're seeing here is the same as you see it here, but make sure that your server is running. As you can see, I'm inside my project folder, my portfolio, and then after that I run npx next dev, and that should start your development server. And the link to your development server is http localhost 3000. Okay, so now that's out of the way. I want to make drastic changes to my code. So I'll open up the file called page.tsx, and then I will remove all of this, and then I'll just paste it in again, and then I'll just remove that. Do this at your own risk. It's just one way of taking shortcuts. And then I will just say welcome to my portfolio. Okay, nice. So if I save this and open up my browser, I should see the changes already made. So another change that we can make is change the title and description of the website. So I'll go back to Visual Studio Code, and then currently it says create next app. So we will search for create next app. So click on the search icon. The cool thing about this search is that it searches throughout your entire project folder. So it will search through each and every file until it finds a matching term. So there we found a matching term. Delete that, and then I will call this my portfolio, right? And then I will just say welcome to my portfolio, and then I'll save that. As soon as I save that and go back, it will say my portfolio. The description will appear in SEO stuff or something like that. But anyway, as we go back, we'll see that the source control has changed. We have two files ready to be committed. So what happens when we commit, right? So let's call this first commit, and then click commit. Yes, sync changes. Okay. So once that's done, I'll open up my browser, and then I'll check my repository. As you can see, it says first commit, which is our latest commit. It will show us all of the changes that we made. We changed the title, the description, and our entry page from all of this to welcome to my portfolio. If I go back, as you can see, we have a link. If I click on that link, this is the same changes on the live website that we can share with family or friends, but obviously you won't point them to this website. It has to look a lot better than this. And then this is the local host. This runs without any internet or whatever, so this is where you develop and see the changes before you push them to your live website. And then if we look at our Vercel dashboard, we will see that we have a run, just a basic breakdown of the latest deployment, which was made 11 minutes ago, and then the source is our GitHub and a link to our website. So if I click on, okay, I want to see the deployments. So I made a few deployments because I made a few mistakes in the video, so I did a few retakes. So this will give us our deployment logs, right? So everything that transpired before the deployment happened, right? So you can go through this. So this is useful because sometimes you will have errors in your code which you didn't look out for, that Vercel actually picks up, and it will tell you that, look, we can't deploy this website because there are errors in your code. So this is where you come and you will actually see for yourself what type of error you're facing. Like, for example, there's a warning, no utility classes were detected in your source code. Really, warnings I never really take much consideration unless they come from there's specific warnings that I take into consideration, but it's all up to you. So yeah, that's how you will update your code and see the changes live on your Vercel dashboard. So speaking about that, if you're interested as a developer, before you make any commits, it's always good to test your code. So I'll show you one way of checking your code before you deploy it to Vercel. So before I say anything, I just want to show you this. So you see this part where it says bolding, right? So bolding, this is where it creates an optimized bold of your website, which is easy to transfer to clients. So clients meaning your browser or anybody trying to access your website, right? So it's very optimized, which makes it very fast. So let's now leave that. So remember this word bolding, right? So let's say I go back to my code, and then I open up, let's open up our entry file, which is page.tsx. Let's say I type in a bunch of characters, right, and it will produce an error. And then let's say let's say I didn't know there was an error, right? Before I press commit, what you have to do is go to your terminal and then make sure that you're inside your projects directory. So normally we'll type in npx next dev, right? This is when we're busy developing and want to see the changes. Normally you pick up this type of error, right? But in this case, let's say we didn't pick it up. So type in npx bold. So bold is the same bold as this, right? So it's the same thing, but you are doing it on your local machine. Maybe there are a few differences, but it amounts to the same thing. So what it will do is that it will create an optimized production bold of your website, which is easy to serve to clients, which is faster to serve to clients. So as you can see, it will tell you inside app, inside the folder called app, the file called page.tsx, there's an error, and then it will show you exactly what the error is, and then you can go back to your code and then you can quickly fix it up. Welcome to my portfolio. Let's say let's add a P. Thanks for visiting the website, and then I will save that. Once I save that, I will run another build. So the same command. Okay, give it some time. Okay, so once it's done, you'll see that warning, no utility classes. That's the same warning that I got earlier on in the browser. And then it will tell you compiled successfully, good stuff, and then it will show you exactly how much storage space it's taking up. I assume that this is the amount of JavaScript or amount of assets that will be sent to your browser. So this is the size of the website that's being sent to your browser. So yeah, that's basically it. Once you're done with that, you can go back to your Visual Studio Code, and then you can type in commit, right? So I'll just type in another commit, and then boom, boom, and then we're all set to go. And then that will be updated on GitHub, and then once GitHub is updated, it will notify Vercel. Vercel will pull the latest update, run the production build, and then deploy our website. And thank you guys for watching this video. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed, like if you like this video, comment if you have any questions, and see you in the next one.